speaking about the overcoming the fear of being replaced that we speaking in the beginning, if you could have
Yes.
one practical advice for someone that is starting using this kind of technology, uh, what kind of advice would you like to give?
Well, there's very polarized views and feelings. Some
Mm-hmm.
people really hate it. And I've heard people, they don't want
Yeah,
to hear anything. And then even when you go on the social sites out there,
yeah.
social platforms, people have, they'll come right out and say, I hate AI. And then
Mm-hmm.
some people are fearful. And then some are very excited. Like I love to go and play with new things. And like you
Mm-hmm.
and I were just talking about, with
Mm-hmm.
Chat GPT and Copilot. Wow, my friend. But the important thing to keep in mind is yes, the world is on a course of rapid innovation and rapid change. The best thing that I always remind people, just like it's always been,
Mm-hmm.
one time there weren't cars, and before there were cars, people were bicycling around or riding horses and buggies, but they had to learn how to drive a car because
Yeah.
you still wouldn't be in a horse and buggy today. That just wouldn't work. So the same thing with this evolving technology. You need to apply the same principles of changing and growing to yourself personally. Keep growing, keep evolving your skill sets. Most people underestimate their skills and abilities. I always tell people there are multiple versions of you.
Mm-hmm.
You have things about yourself that you don't realize until something just gives you this thought, hey, wait a minute, I want to try that. And then all of a sudden, as you explore it and you start to discover things about yourself that you realize you weren't capable of doing. So I always tell people self-reflect,
Mm-hmm.
self-assess yourself often, develop and grow and tap into your skills because new opportunities and professions are always on the horizon as things evolve. And look at these things and let it spark your interest to learn more and maybe take a course or something like that. And I'd say flip the narrative
Mm-hmm.
to appreciate how the use of AI can elevate your mastery. See it as that tool, not to replace you, but to help you evolve and grow and, be that thought partner for you and to assist or aid your talents.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And change the gears a little bit here again, and speaking about the next emerging tech. So I would like to know from you, looking for the near future,
Yes.
and I mean beyond the chatbots, the text assistants, and what emerging techs tied to AI do you really think will impacting our daily routines? And but this is something that we are not paying attention too much.
Yeah. I would say AI super agents. I'm,
Mm,
I'm hearing that more and more each day.
mm-hmm,
And, having these agents function as your personal assistant, enhancing your skill sets, working 24/7 on your behalf.
mm-hmm,
You are still, overseeing, you are still driving, but you're using it to enhance what you do to increase your productivity and optimize the results. And just finding ways to integrate these concepts, this technology into both business and personal workflows. Use them personally, like you and I said. You can
mm-hmm,
use them all day long because the cool thing about them, it can remember what I forget or what I leave out. It learns from me and it evolves based on my activities and patterns. And, it almost helps you become like this bionic super being. It's enhancing your capacity and capabilities. And the thing is, the more you use it, the more familiar you become with it, the more it becomes like, the day-to-day new norm in life. So it's just learning about it and starting to use it. Play with it first. It's that crawl, walk, run approach where the next thing you know, it's just an easy thing that you're doing naturally, like using your cell phone every day.
Very good, very good.